Hey now, say now, welcome back to the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty. Today we play for our very first ACC championship game and just our second season at the helm of the program. This matchup will be a rematch from a regular season matchup against the SMU Mustangs. The Mustangs only lost one game all year, and that game was to this very same Stanford Cardinal. Stanford comes in 11-1 on the year. Their only loss to NC State, and most likely the winner of this game will represent the ACC conference in the college football playoffs. I'm sure SMU is going to give it their all as they look to revenge that loss from earlier this season. What's going to be a jam-packed matchup? Let's get into it. Mustangs offense took control early on with the ball just inside the Stanford 40. Heisman hopeful Kevin Jennings barks out orders. He takes a snap, stands strong in a pocket, and throws a laser up the seam to a wide open Jerez Calvin. He walks it to the end zone for the Mustang touchdown. SMU jumps out to a 7-0 lead early. Mustangs ball again, this time on the 30. Jennings out of the empty hits Ymir Knight downfield, who beats Nicholson for another SMU touchdown. They jump out to a 17-0 lead at this point in the game. Stanford doesn't roll over though. After driving down to the goal line, Chris Davis takes the hands off and punches it in for the Cardinal touchdown. They get on the board after struggling early, cutting the lead 17-7. However, SMU came right back on their next drive. Kevin Jennings fakes the hands off and throws a strike in the end zone tonight for his second touchdown of the half. With the Cardinals' defense struggling, the offense was forced to step up. Brown's going to fake the handoff and then it's going to hit Mbakwe on the outside for a nice pickup. Later on the drive, inside the red zone, Brown's going to drop back to pass and finds Mason Williams open up the middle for a touchdown. Cardinals strike back but still trail 27-14. And that was the closest SMU allowed him to get as Jennings drops back to pass and finds Jerez Calvin, who outruns Nicholson for another touchdown. His second of the game, and the route was on from there, making it a 40-14 lead for the Mustangs. Cardinals sustained the drive down to the goal line, but Brown's going to drop back to pass, goes for the end zone, but it's picked off by linebacker Brandon Maizano, who made a crazy play to snag it away, and that ultimately put the nail in the coffin for the Cardinal as SMU routs Stanford in the ACC title game 47-14, exacting their revenge on the regular season loss. Stanford fumbles a golden opportunity to win their first ACC title game and to represent the conference and the college football playoffs. Ultimately, SMU dominated this game from the kickoff. They racked up 648 yards of offense, running 82 total plays, with 51 of those being passing attempts, keeping the game in the hands of their Heisman hopeful QB. On the flip side, Stanford was unable to break through offensively. Brown did throw for 322 yards, but just averaged 5 yards per play and had 5 interceptions. Michael Ford did have a nice game on the ground, but that went out the window once the team got down big. Disappointing end to the regular season as the loss dropped Stanford to number 14 in the polls, officially out of the playoff bracket. However, 11 wins is nothing to hang our heads on, and a successful season nonetheless will end with a bowl game appearance versus the number 22 ranked Colorado Buffaloes in the Pop-Tart Bowl. And here we see the strawberry Pop-Tart come out of the toaster. Not my top choice, but a solid option nonetheless. We wrap up season 2 with another bowl game appearance after an 11-win season. We did lose our bowl game last year to LSU in disappointing fashion, so we're still looking for that first postseason win and our first bowl game trophy in our dynasty. The Buffaloes went 9-3 this year with all 3 losses being in conference. Pretty good season for them. They do have an electric quarterback in Julian Lewis that will keep our defense on their toes on game. It should be an exciting effort. Let's get it kicked off. Action gets started. 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Stanford ball on a 13. They set up a screen to Chris Davis. He follows his blocking all the way into the end zone for the Cardinal touchdown. They strike first in the bowl game after a solid 12 plays, 74 yards, capped off with 7. Second quarter now, score 7-3. Stanford looks to get the run game going. Chris Davis takes the handoff, tries to juke out a defender, but picks up 20. A couple plays later, they hand off to Ford. He gashes him for another big gain up the middle inside the 10-yard line. They then cap off the drive, jump ball to Jordan Faison, and just like he's done all year, he's going to bring it down for the Cardinal touchdown. They jump out to a 14-3 lead in the second quarter. Buffs ball in the following drive, facing a 3rd and 10. Julian Lewis takes the snap. He stands strong in the pocket and throws a strike in between two defenders. Draylon Miller converts on the down again. Later, a few plays later on the 44, Lewis is then going to find Joseph Williams wide open up the field, picking up 21. Then, inside the 15, they're going to cap off the drive as Lewis fakes the handoff and finds Draylon Miller in the end zone for the Colorado touchdown. They found themselves down 2 scores, and they get one back here. Following Stanford drive, under 2 minutes, Brown's going to drop back to pass and throws a strike to Mason Williams up the middle for a nice gain. A couple plays later on the 22-yard line, Brown's going to take the snap from Gunn. He's going to hand it off to Ford, who runs right up the middle, and he dashes away from the defense all the way into the end zone for another Cardinal touchdown. They extend their lead 21-10 late in the second quarter. Buffs get 3 before half, making it 21-13 going into the break. Micah Ford has had a productive first half, already at 70 yards, averaging a staggering 8 yards per carry. Colorado's got to find an answer for him if they're going to win this game. Stanford got the ball out of the break, but faced a 3rd and 11 from the 32. Brown made some changes to the play. He takes a snap from empty. Colorado sends the blitz, and the ball falls incomplete, forcing a 3-and-out on the opening drive. Colorado then gets the ball facing a 3rd and 6. Julian Lewis gets it off quickly as Amarion Miller turns it upfield, beating the blitz. 2 plays later on 3rd and 10, another blitz and another conversion as Joseph Williams snags it and is tackled at the 1-yard line. Buffs then look to cap it off and they punch it in. Simeon Rice takes the handoff and goes untouched for the Colorado touchdown, making the lead 21-19. Colorado then lined up to go for it. They send a man in motion. Lewis takes the snap and then finds a man in the corner of the end zone. Conversion is good, tying the game in the 3rd quarter. 4th quarter now, same score. Stanford facing a 2nd inches with Chris Davis going to take the handoff, gets up to the 2nd level for a 17-yard run. They eventually make it to the 6-yard line before Brown changes the play. He takes a snap with 6 seconds on the clock. He throws it quick, and Jordan Faison snags it on the slant route for his 2nd touchdown grab of the game. Cardinal take a 7-point lead with 6 to play. However, the Buffs put together a drive on their following possession. Lewis drops back to pass. He's going to settle for a short route, and that's Hakeem Williams, who's wide open as he turns it upfield, tackled down for a 20-yard gain. A couple plays later, Lewis is then going to hand off to Price, who wiggles through the line, then carries 2 defenders with him into the end zone for the Buffalo touchdown. Colorado maintains composure to drive and tie the game once again with 4 to play in the quarter. This sets up a clutch drive for Stanford with about 3.5 to play. They face a 3rd and 3 from the 34. They're going to hand the ball off to Davis, who gets a nice lane to run through, extending the drive. Another 3rd down, under 2 minutes, needing 8 this time, but Brown gets the defense to jump and draws the offside penalty on Samuel Okinola, and who came across, making it a 3rd and 3. They then go empty. Brown's going to take the snap and calls his own number. He sees nothing but green as he darts up the middle for a 1st down, extending the drive. Once more, 3rd down at the 27. He calls his own number and he converts it with just under 2 to play. Colorado burns their last timeout. Stanford then bleeds the clock before setting up this field goal attempt. It's kicked. It's through the uprights, but there was a flag down as time expires. The refs come out, and the penalty is running into the kicker, which is eventually declined, and the Stanford Cardinal walk off in the Pop-Tarts Bowl, capping off a 12-win season. What an exciting bowl game to end the year on top. Elijah Brown took home Player of the Game honors after a 3-touchdown effort. Season 2 wraps up with Stanford taking home a trophy. Though they didn't get the ACC title game, they do finish on top with a victory. What an exciting end to year 2. Please smash that like button, and I'll see you guys next time as we go into our year 2 off season. Thank you and have a good one.